right, folks. The long-awaited return of Cruising with the Coaches here with my co-host Julie. This is Conversation with Julie and Lee. How you guys doing? Julie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm not sure. First, folks, we appreciate you all waiting while we've been on hiatus. It's been like some scheduling things and vacation for some of us. Won't say who, but I don't know if Julie knows who's been on vacation either. I mean,
Maybe, maybe not.
but yeah, we just wanted to thank you all for being patient as we got our scheduling together. It's the same Julie, same Lee, great content. We will start a new season for the new year, so let's finish out this season with some fun stuff. What do you say?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, you know, before we jump into it, I have a little definition of. Let me just put it up there first. Let me put it on the screen so people can see it. So we're going to be talking about weaponized incompetence. um, I'll move on. I kind of put a definition in here. Okay, this is it. This is my words, right? After thinking about weaponized incompetence, not thinking about what you're doing or intentionally choosing ignorance and inconsideration. Okay. Those are my words. Those are my words. Um, you've seen some of the content, Julie. What would you say about it before we get into what weaponized incompetence is?
Oh, see, I think you are thinking about it. I think you know exactly what you're doing. Therefore, that's what makes it weaponized.
Yeah, fair, fair. I was just, I was trying to,
Be the good guy.
soften it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, trying to soften it a little bit. Not sure if that was fair. Um, Real quick, I'll say this, right? I think it's called pettiness. can
Oh yeah. Oh
can
yeah.
we just that's being petty, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what
Yeah.
weaponized incompetence is? Okay.
Or is it? Or is it just actual incompetence? I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. So let's go ahead and get into the first one here. So, folks, what we want to tell you, what this came from. Did I put the reference on? Sorry. Yeah, it came from yahoo.com lifestyle. Okay. And their reference for these things came from what husbands did to annoy their wives. Okay. That's their frame of reference. Um, as a husband, I'm not going to necessarily say it's all true, but we'll move on there.
But see, and then
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's fair to say husbands. So I think
Mhm.
it's things that people do within households, whether they know it annoys somebody or not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
the weaponized becomes it annoys them and you do it
And you
anyway.
do it anyway, right?
Yeah, but like I think there's some things that we do that we don't realize is annoying someone, but then
True.
once they've raised the fact that okay, this is annoying,
And
and then
you
we
do it
keep doing
and you
it,
do it anyway.
and that's a whole other story.
Yeah, and that's fair. Thank you. Thank you for letting us husbands off the hook. Appreciate it. So this first one here is the person is supposed to get the guard change the trash bag, right? Instead, they put the trash can on top of the counter.
Okay, that's just disgusting, but okay.
Yes, on many levels, right? And I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there in the center, it looks like they're not quite finished with what they're eating, right?
Right, right,
You
right.
see like a piece of bacon there,
Yeah.
something else. Yeah, let's keep the trash off the table, please.
So,
Off
like,
the
I
table.
took this to a different level. Like, I'm thinking, no, it's more like taking out the trash and
Mhm.
not refilling the liners. You know what I mean? Like, I like this is a
Yes,
little really overboard.
this is
But like,
this is
I'm
definitely
thinking,
weaponized.
yes, that's definitely you're trying to get under someone's skin. That's kind of what I think of when we're talking about basically something.
Well, we we do have something like that later on, so we'll address that one too.
Yeah.
All right, the next one here, if you don't know what that is, this is someone who asked, "Please leave me some." Right, this is a package of Oreos, right? And they asked their again husband. They said, "Please leave me some." There's one in the package there. Just so you guys are clear,
I mean,
there's
so we're clear on the fact that there was follow through. There was
mhm.
stuff left. Now, was it sufficient to the amount that you wanted? Well, that's a whole other story. You didn't
or
say specifically how many.
I guess we can go with so what are the words we typically use, right? A couple, a few, and some, right?
Uh-huh, or
So
several. Yes.
a couple means two,
2.
right?
Mhm,
Couple.
mhm.
A few means three, and some might mean more than three. Is that
Yeah, right, right.
is that fair? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if they say leave me some, well, I mean, there is one, there's one, but
And
yeah.
I also look at this as the item that is still in the cabinet so that when you say, "Why didn't you throw this away?" They can say, "Well, there's still some in there." Right? Right? Isn't that okay?
That's like a double. That's like
A
it's
double
like a
whammy.
double-edged sword, right, right, right. You turn the knife, you put the knife in, then you turn it.
Right, right, right.
Oh man. Okay. Well, speaking of, the
The
pantry, right?
cabinets, yes.
hmm this was someone who asked their, we'll call it significant other. We'll go there, right?
Mhm, mhm.
To put the groceries away. So, okay, full disclosure, as a type A personality,
Okay.
this would definitely let me be even more transparent, right? Going through this content and put it together for the show,
Uh-huh.
I was triggered all the way through. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Yeah, someone would, definitely have weaponized all those things against me," you know? But yes, this was and I love the peanut butter, by the way, that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, asked to put things away. Yeah. Um,
That's when
anything you
you have
got for that one?
Yeah, well, that's when you have to specifically, like, articulate what y "I'm gonna need you to put the groceries away the way I
Mhm.
would put them away." Like, you know what I mean? Like, because technically, they're put away, right? The cabinet can be
True.
closed. They
Mhm.
are put on
Mhm.
the shelf. So, I mean, now we're just talking logistics.
Yep. Yep. Or it's one of those things like, well, if you want it done your way, then I guess you got to do
Right, right, right,
it.
right.
Oh man. So this one is hard to see at first. So if you look in the center of the picture, if this is so wrong, you see a little like shadowy part in the milk jug. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
So this was someone who said, you know, please, or they put this back in the refrigerator. Okay. So that is what, a couple drops,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
maybe a sip of milk,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and they put it back in the fridge. Back in
Again,
the fridge.
just enough so that if you recycle, you don't have to be the one to rinse it out and put it in the recycle bin. That's what that is. That's someone else's job.
Mm,
That's what's being said here. That's
so
not my job.
we're we're talking about accountability. Got it. Got it. Okay, I like it. I like it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would just kind of take that to the head and put it in recycling. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
come on, folks. Come on. This one here. Um, I'll let you take this one first, but I'll describe it, and then this is the you see the basket behind the clothes, right? First of all,
Uh-huh.
that's someone's closet,
Right.
and the significant other, the wife, is saying that the husband clearly missed the hamper. Just put the dirty clothes right there on the floor, right? So, I'll let you take this one first.
I really don't know what that is. I mean, that's a trigger for me because
Mhm.
literally, like, it's right next to the basket. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I
Yeah,
can't even understand that. Like,
yeah. No, I'm with that, right? I'm with you 100%. Like it takes an extra second or
Not
so,
even an extra, like, literally just, like, I can't a toss, if that, like,
or
what kind
maybe one more step to like just put it in the
of
hamper. You know what I mean? So I would say this though, as the person who does the laundry in our house, right? When the hamper gets full, there are times when okay, there's no room for some other clothes if I get behind on doing stuff. So yeah, it hits the floor, and I get that. But that's because it's full, not because it's empty like it shows there, you know? All right, let's move to the next weaponized incompetent slide here. This is coffee. I was kind of confused by this one at first, right? But and as a coffee drinker, well, I'm the only coffee drinker in the house, so it works. If something happens, it's my fault, right?
Right, right, right. No
But
one
this
else to
one,
blame.
exactly. This one here, though, the because I grind up my own beans, right? So they have the coffee, the ground up coffee, right, in the
Mhm.
one container, and they put the used coffee grinds in the other container. Looks like their significant other kind of mixed and matched both containers there.
Oh.
So yeah, I would. Those. That's a reason to fight. That's definitely a reason to fight. You can't be putting the used coffee grounds in the fresh coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, no dice. All right, this one here. Um, we have a pet. Do you have a pet? You got a pet,
Do
you
not.
know?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So luckily, um, we have a guinea pig, so this would never happen unless the guinea pig became the size of a dog, right?
Okay. Mhm.
So significant other here asks the person to crate the dog, right? Um, if you have a dog, I'm sure people have had things chewed up.
Mhm.
And so this looks like a pair of slippers to me.
Oh, yeah.
And the dog didn't get crated. And now there's a slipper triage here on the counter. but but I have to say this in defense of dogs. Some dogs are actually smart enough to get out of their crates.
Mhm.
So, it potentially could have been crated and gotten out, you know?
Mhm.
That is potentially true. So I feel bad for the slipper. The other slipper doesn't have a mate, you know?
Right, right, right.
Now, remember you were talking about the liner in the trash.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think that points to this one, right? Um, yeah, I'll let you take this one and then I'll share something because again, I'm the person who takes the trash and recycling out in my house. So
So, okay, so this is an ongoing issue within our household. Because traditionally, and it's not because he's a boy, it's just an easier
that's his
task for
job.
him to do,
Sure,
but
sure.
my son is the one who takes out the trash.
Mhm,
And so getting the girls to understand
mhm.
that just because the can is full doesn't mean it's his job to come and empty it, and it's
Mhm,
just kind of like
mhm.
when you fill it, keep, fill it and you just, empty it and take it out to
And
the trash.
sure, sure, sure.
Seems pretty simple to me. But, like, I've seen things piled on the counter, like, next to the
Mhm,
trash or on top
mhm,
of the trash because ours has a
mhm,
lid, and it's just
mhm.
kinda like, Are we serious?" Or, like, just carefully placed. You're thinking, "Oh my gosh, the talent that it would have taken for that person to balance that so
Mhm.
that it didn't move or didn't fall." Like, really? Like, the energy, like, you coulda just, I don't know, emptied the trash and taken it out. I I
Well,
just
I'm
don't get it.
I'm glad that, your house is not the only one that goes through that thing. Because that is reminiscent of some things that, I might come home to on a Sunday night after working, and it's like, "Oh, the trash. It looks like, I mean, bigger can first of all.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, then like there's like it's like they're playing Jenga with the
Yeah.
recycling and trash.
Exactly. Exactly. So then I have to have the whole,
Oh,
well, you too can take out the trash. Like, this is a possibility for everyone in the house.
oh yeah, I'm gonna come back out on camera here because that's almost like
It's
it's like
terrible.
it's like what are we doing here? You know,
Yeah,
what are we doing?
exactly. Exactly.
Oh man. So or that was about half of the things that we're talking about here. So why don't we take a break, and when we come back, we'll finish going over the weaponized incompetence content that we got from Yahoo. All right, you guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back to Cruising with the Coaches, a conversation with Julie and Lee. We are here on this episode talking about weaponized incompetence. So we've gone through a bit of the content to show you what we're talking about is kind of pettiness or sometimes just not thinking or the worst part is knowingly doing it and then continuing it. Okay. So those are definitions of weaponized incompetence. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
go ahead.
I think what we need to think about is,
Mhm.
yes, people do it, okay? But when you call them out on it and they continue to do it, that's when it becomes weaponized,
Right,
okay?
right. It's just incompetence when you don't know any better. Right,
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 right.
right. I mean, I know there are people who will say, "Well, I don't really know how to wrap a gift. It's really hard to wrap a gift. You ever see my wrapping? My wrapping's horrible." So why? So that you will go and you will wrap all their gifts for them and blah 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 blah. It's called a gift bag, people. It's a gift bag.
You don't have to wrap a thing.
You don't have to wrap tissue paper. Done.
I'm telling you, I stand by gift bags for sure. And that's great foreshadowing, by the way. Great foreshadowing. I can't wait to get to that one. There's something wrapped in here too.
Yeah.
And when we before the break, we were talking about the whole trash thing. Like, so I want to point this out too. The effort with some of these, not just trash, but the effort it takes to not do the thing that is simplest. You're like, if you the clothes, right? The hamper
Right,
right
right.
there. Just drop them in there instead of right here. You like
But we're missing the question here. The question is, why are the people doing it? That's the question. Like I'm not understanding. Can you help me understand? That's what I'm
right,
trying to like.
right. And they're probably like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna drop this right here.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
in all seriousness, it's not to be hurtful. It's not to be mean. It's just literally there's nothing like I can tell you right now, my son leaves his clothes all over the bathroom, leaves them everywhere. And it's just like, are you serious? Like
Well,
the hamper's right over here. Yeah.
that might be a boy thing because I did the same thing.
Well, my daughter does it too. My middle child, she does the same thing.
Okay.
She throws her clothes wherever
Everywhere.
they land is where they
That's
will
where
be.
they yeah.
Yeah.
I
And it's just kind of like,
It's funny. I was as a little kid, and I promise, folks, we'll get back to the content, but I gotta share this because it's crazy. Went and visited, stayed a week at cousin's house, right, for the summer, and got out the shower, left my clothes on the floor, went about my business. My aunt was like, Lee, what are you doing? I was like, getting dressed. I don't know. What do you mean? She was like, yeah, your clothes are on the floor. Go pick them up. And I was like, man, this is supposed to be vacation. Like, she was like, I'm not picking them up for you. What are you doing? So, yeah, folks,
So let
that's
me
what I was
ask you a
saying.
question.
Yeah.
Did your mom pick them up for you?
No, that's what she said. That's what my aunt said too. No,
Yeah, so why would you never pick them up? What
I,
was that?
I don't know what. Like I said, vacation, right? I don't know.
But you did
I
it at home too, right?
I picked up my own clothes at home. Yeah, exactly. I picked them up at home.
You did pick them up at home, but
I
because it
did.
was vacation,
I
you
think that's
thought
what was stuck in
the
my head.
laundry fairy was coming with you on vacation to pick them up for you?
I'm gonna have to text her. I love that. I'm be like, you remember
The
when I stayed
laundry
with you guys
fairy?
for a week? Yeah, I thought the laundry fairy was gonna pick me up. I'm gonna have to use that. That's good.
Yeah. It's like,
I swear that was probably her thought too. She was like, "What the hell are you doing?
she's
You
like, "What
don't."
is this boy doing? Where
And
were
she was like,
you
"Because you don't
raised?"
do this at home." Yeah,
Yeah.
they were best friends too. So yeah, she
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
because she know Leona wasn't having it.
she was like, "What?" I was like, what do you mean? Like, what did I do?"
See, she's like, I know you were raised better." That's what she thought.
Indeed,
Yep.
I think she might have said that too. I think. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So I was that might have been a boy thing, but yeah, I think kids just well, I have this conversation too with my daughter, right? And I'm sure you've had it with your kids.
Yeah.
Brains aren't fully formed yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. There is that.
Yeah, there's not that, no.
I tried, folks. I tried. I tried. I tried. Oh, speaking of not fully framed or fully formed brains, right? So check out this next slide. This is kind of unfair. So the wife had torn her rotator cuff, right? So if you have an injury, like you can't do things. So the husband was supposed to paint the wall. This is the finished product, right? Do you see like there's clothes hanging there?
Like, literally, you couldn't even get the clothes off the rack. Like, I'm like, this is just so cringy to me. So
They
cringy.
painted around everything. Like
Everything.
didn't remove the hook from the wall, right? You could even and to be fair, right? I hate painting. I hate it. I despise it.
Yeah, same.
I would have actually picked the clothes up and painted underneath on the wall and then put the clothes back. So the clothes might have had paint on them, but I would have
Or
painted the
been
wall.
attached to the wall.
Yeah, right, that too, right? Would have dried, stuck there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Call it art at that point, you know? But yeah, that one's pretty bad, especially because it was an injury, you know?
Yeah.
Torn rotator cuff. You can't do anything.
Right, right.
So the next one, I'm seeing a trash theme here, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
this this was a couple, and I guess she found this was she found his stash of empty wrappers and bottles, and I was just like,
Oh, that's
where
all from under the sofa. I could
I,
tell you that.
man, listen,
Yep,
right?
yep. You better check that ottoman too. There's probably
I
stuff
because if it has
inside.
storage in it, it's probably in there. You know what I mean? It reminds me of again my daughter, right? So if we watch TV at different places, right? If she's downstairs and my wife might be upstairs or I might be gone, something like that, she's got the living room to herself. So
Right.
fine, she'll get some snacks. I would find wrappers under the pillows, under the cushions, under the couch. And there was a point where it was literally it looked like 6 months worth of wrappers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So yeah, check
I'm
everywhere,
embarrassed to
folks.
say the same thing. Like, my oh my gosh. We had a couple where, son would go stay the night and what have
Sure,
you.
sure.
And the mom God bless her. She goes, I always know when Xander stayed the night. And I'm like, oh,
I'm gonna come back
she.
out on camera here for this one. Oh
She's like,
no.
I always know when Xander's been over. And I'm like, oh, how? He's like, oh, he's my precious baby. He's doing this awesome thing. She's like, because I'll find wrappers in my cushions and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh
right.
my God.
You're like, where can I crawl under? Oh,
Yes, yes. So I get home. Of course, I'm like, it's not acceptable at home. Why would you do it at someone else's house? Oh my God. And I remember looking at her and going, well, that means he loves you because he feels like he's at home.
he feels super comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, see that whole leaving my clothes on the floor. I felt super comfortable. I
No,
get it.
that is not acceptable.
Again, I tried. Oh man. So this one here again, right? As an A personality, ooh, I was like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is putting the clean dishes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
That's disturbing.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. I just let's 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 just move past that one, shall we? 'Cause that one, yeah, I'd lose it. Here we go with another pantry, right? So yes, there's clean food in there, right? Food that you eat. I don't know if you
Mhm.
noticed,
Mhm.
folks, there's also trash in there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the empty
Yeah.
can, there's empty wrappers, and so this person's significant other just kind of put the trash right in the pantry with the food.
So
I
my question though, like for this is like, is the garbage like immediately under the shelf? Like, is the garbage in the pantry,
right,
or are
right.
we
I'd
just
need more context, right?
yeah? 'Cause
Or let's say that because I've been to some like apartments, right? Some houses where say there's two closet doors. One
right,
closet door is the pantry, one closet door is like the room with the trash, right?
exactly.
And so say you open the door and just toss it in without looking or thinking. No, even that's a stretch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
it
yeah.
wouldn't make the trash can. It would just be in the
No,
room, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like my question is, I want to hear from the people who do this. Like, what are you thinking when you do this?
Uh,
That's what I want to know.
well, I think they're not, and that's they're not thinking, you know?
Oh no, they're
That's
thinking. They've got to be thinking. There's just
well,
no way. There's just,
what this would here cracked me up too, right? Because unfortunately, I've kind of done this before without looking at it. So this is
uh-huh.
a like a I don't know bag of cheese or something. Looks like shredded cheese,
Uh-huh.
where it has a Ziploc thing at the top, and clearly someone took a knife and opened it at the bottom. So the Ziploc is kind of irrelevant at this point. And yeah, you know,
So this
I've
is
done
why you and I could never be married because wow, like really? You do this? You do
that.
this, Lee?
I've only once, only once.
No, I'm guilty of it too because my kids have like, "Mom, why did you just do that?" And I've
Right.
literally cut right under the Ziploc and they're like, "You could never close it again, Mom." And I'm like, "Oh crap." Like I don't even know what I was thinking when I did it. I just
Right, right.
did it,
Well,
you
so
know.
here you go. As working adults, right? We have so much on our minds that we weren't thinking about the Ziploc. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
We'll tack that one.
Yeah.
I have to say real quick, you know, and I'm gonna come back out here while we're talking about the Ziploc. Have you had Eggo waffles lately at all?
I don't do Eggo waffles.
Okay. Well,
No.
so they've changed their packaging.
Okay.
This goes right to it. They actually like in the past, it was just like the waffles in the box, right? I mean, like in a plastic bag,
Where they
but
would get freezer
no
burnt
zip.
and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
no, yeah, exactly. No Ziploc, nothing. You open the
Yeah.
bag and good luck.
Mhm.
They have now added tape, right? So if you open the bag, you can fold it and tape the bag so that it stays kind of sealed.
Oh,
They've
okay.
added that to their packaging.
Okay.
Well, what the younger person living in my household, that'd be my daughter, tears the package and doesn't tape it. So that's kind of like the cheese thing here, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
the tape is to close it. So, you know, I don't know where she gets it from. Not
I
me.
Could be. I don't know.
Oh man, let's move on to the next one. So you were talking about gift wrapping
Dude, yeah,
before.
this is what yeah, yeah.
Okay, little transparency here. I do gift wrap things, whether it's the bag, and I've actually even wrapped stuff. If it gets there like late, right, and you don't have a chance, there have been times where it's like, oh snap, I'm glad this just got here. Like if it's the day after Christmas or something,
Okay.
that kind of thing where I'm like, oh, hey, it finally got here. Here's your gift, right? I've done that before. And
Okay.
I've never gotten it before Christmas and said, hey, here's your present. I've never done that. Never done that.
So I will have to say I gotta love my brother because he embraces the fact that he is a horrible rapper. And so he intentionally, I promise you, intentionally will bring out, I don't know, every kind of different duct tape that you can find. Um, he will, it's newspaper, it's wrapping paper, it's not garbage bags, but he will like,
Sure, something.
so there, it's like an ongoing joke, like when my brother raps, when my brother is rapped. And the
Oh,
kids
see,
love
that
it. They're
that's
like, oh,
at least that's cool, right? Because then it's
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a conversation at that point.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So I do appreciate my brother on that aspect. It's hilarious.
This one here, oh man, again, us coffee drinkers, right? First of all, I don't really put anything in my coffee anymore, so there's no need for me to
Okay.
stir anything. I
Okay.
can only imagine that, like that's the stack of spoons in the spoon holder.
Yeah.
You don't have any spoons left. Like where are the clean spoons? You don't have any left. You might as well get like some plastic spoons, and
Right,
use those
right.
to stir. Yeah. I
And
don't
I
know.
literally I have a box in my house because I'm over it. Like I'm not that's the battle I'm choosing not to no, we're done. I can't find spoons. Okay. I have my own stash of disposable spoons. I'm done.
There
It's
you go,
okay.
and you're not
Life
sharing.
is good.
You're not sharing.
Nope.
Oh, this one now, I also was triggered by this because I'm like, okay, I get it. Um, this so obviously this is a kitchen sink, and one side has a garbage
Uh-huh.
disposal, so it makes sense to put anything with food in that side, and the other
Of course.
side, no.
Of course.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah,
apparently
yeah.
this person's significant other didn't think about that.
Yeah. It's always a special treat when the cups are the one, they're face down, the plates are
Mhm.
to the side, and yet someone still comes over and puts their bowl of cereal over
Right
all of it.
on t
And you're like,
right on top. That whole balancing Jenga act, right?
yeah, yeah. And you're like going, seriously? Not only did you just dirty all the dishes, like, how did you not see that they were clean in the first place? Like, I don't know. It is what it is.
Oh, I
It's all
think
good.
we got one more here. Oh, this one, yes. So this one really does, this is the weaponized incompetence, okay? Might be hard to see, but the picture on the right so this person's significant other, she says she's 5'3", all right? And when her husband gets mad, he will put stuff where she can't reach it. So that's the picture on the right that has the circle of something that she needs. It's high
Uh-huh.
up on the top shelf. And then the picture on the left is a coffee mug on top of the counter, right? So the other thing
Uh-huh.
that she says here is that then he will also hide the stepladder. That's
Oh.
weaponized, folks.
Oh, yeah, that's, like, premeditated, like, that's
That
terrible. That's
that is
awful.
that is definitely weaponized for sure. That's oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get that one, right? Like, I, again, I'm the tallest person in the house, and there's things that I can reach that other people can't. I'm not going to hide the stepladder. Well, wait, no. Let me also say that I wouldn't do that if I'm mad. I wouldn't put the mug way up there. And, come on, man. That's That's petty. That's just petty.
That's very petty. No, my favorite is the toilet paper roll. That's got to be the infamous one through the house at all times. Yes, yes.
Totally,
So it's,
totally.
everything from putting the roll on top of the empty roll, and just yeah,
Have it on
that's
the
an ongoing
windowsill,
thing in
whatever,
this
or something.
household.
Okay, so and this is a crazy question here, right? When we're talking about putting the toilet paper roll back on, underneath or over top?
That was an ongoing thing between me and my husband at the time. It was whether it's over or under, over or under. And his sister's daughter
Mm-hmm.
went into the bathroom, and she might have been 4 years old. Like, she was young, very young.
Oh. Mm.
And she went into the bathroom, like, is there a reason why the toilet's wrong? And I'm like, the toilet? What do you mean the toilet's wrong? So she's like, let me see what you're talking about. So she takes me
Right.
over to the toilet paper. I was like, oh, you mean the toilet paper? She goes, yeah, that's the way to be. And I was like, oh, well, you could tell your uncle that because that's the way he wants it. And it was so funny. I said, I told you were
Oh,
wrong. That is not the way we put toilet paper. It was hilarious. It was
I love it.
hilarious. I was
Well, I'm
like,
glad she knew the right way
uh-huh.
in four. You know?
And that's your niece. She did. She did. At
Oh,
4, she
see,
knew.
there you
She
go,
knew.
folks. It's over top,
Yep.
over top, no question. Oh man, you guys, it's been great coming back to you guys. We hope you have enjoyed this episode like we enjoyed bringing it to you. And again, you can always find us on Google, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, on YouTube. YouTube is at Live All Good TV, and on Traverse TV. If you go to any of your streaming platforms and go to the Traverse TV app, then you search Live All Good TV, and you will see our content there as well. It has been another episode of Cruising with the Coaches, a conversation with Julie and Lee. We will see you all next time for the next episode, which will be the last of season 2. And we will come back with season 3 in 2023.
Woo!